Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? The Kingu of Lightning here today. Bringing you guys and gals the very first, the number one, Shokugeki no Souma chapter review. That's right. About damn time, right? Yeah. A nice chapter start on, chapter 150. Nicely snuggled in between 200 and 100. And also a good chapter to start on because in this chapter, it's basically an info dump about Nakiri Azami, formerly known as Nakamura Azami. We found out a lot about him. So we knew formally that he was a third seat in Totsuki Academy. We knew that already, among the Elite 10. But we found out more in this chapter, which I'll get to real quick. But I do have to wonder, who is going to christen this video? Who is going to be the first person to comment? First, number one, first. Well, no, probably me. Fuck you, probably me. And then after that, who's going to be number two, all right? Who's going to be pseudo-legendary status? Who's going to comment second, okay? So, because that person will be written in the history books as legend, all right? So you're going to be up there with Alexander the Great. So you're going to have Alexander the Great, Achilles, second person to comment on King of Lightning's first Shokugeki no Souma video. So here's the thing, all right? That being said, this chapter, again, is mainly an info dump for Azami's character. And it sets up some framework for future events pertaining to Azami, Souma, and Erina. Mainly those three. And Polestar Dorm itself. So let's start here. Characterization. This is where the chapter is at its brightest and strongest, obviously. So we already knew that Azami, he was formerly one of the, he was a former third seat among the Elite 10 in Totsuki Academy. He was, he's clearly an alumni there, and he was a part of the Nakiri household. But what we come to find out is his actual surname is Nakamura. He married into the Nakiri household, and not only that, but when it came to his high school career, if you would, he became the first seat of the Elite 10 1 year after he was the third seed. He was the third seed in the fall of his first year of high school. First year. And a year later, he was the first seed. So he had attained such levels of culinary status in high school, in Totsuki High School. And that right there was historical because it was so fast. Unprecedented speed compared to most of his peers. But then we find out that when he graduated, he sought to gain even further, greater status of culinary achievements. And he wanted to be a part of this thing called the Circle of the Demon Kings of Food. What is that? That sounds beastly as shit. Circle of the Demon Kings of Food. Maybe that was mentioned before. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure at all. I'm really not. I need to go back to the story. But fact of the matter here is that he wanted to reach that level. And I'm not too sure if he did. I mean, the Demon Kings of Food. Niggas who cook so goddamn good. You take one bite of a steak and you drop dead of pure pleasure. Go! So, maybe. I don't know. I need to look into this whole circle of the Demon Kings of Food. I need to. But he wanted to attain that level of culinary prowess, if you would. However, even though he had the skill and he had the pedigree and he had the status, when he married into the Nakiri household, he was exiled from the Nakiri household and from Totsuki Academy history via Senzaemon because of the way he treated his daughter, obviously. Now, also it's not really new from a characterization standpoint, but we get to see how he is treating his daughter once again. Where he's Erina, come here. And she's like, oh my god, yes, Poppy. And she just walks over like she's a puppet. And so you can see that all of the mental beatdown, the brainwashing that he has done upon her for years upon end, that's still there and it's still fairly strong. where you have her in the corner. She's being surrounded by her I wouldn't say really friends, but friends. Fuck it, why not? Polar Star Dorm members, and she's able to walk over to her father as if she was being controlled. So it's still there. It's still strong. The brainwashing. Now, he does treat her nice, where make sure everything's okay. Make sure that you treat them. Make sure that you respect your peers in Polar Star Dorm and whatnot. It's all bullshit. It's all fluff. Right? The guy is basically saying, "I have her under my control. He's talking to the one driver, whatever his name is. I forgot what his name is. He's saying, "Don't worry about it. All right, she's under my control. She's under my brainwashing. It's fine. It's cool." So, fact of the matter here is that Erina is still being manipulated, and at this point in time, there is really no escape. The escape is going to come from Souma's point of view. That's very obvious, right? Senzaemon left up to Souma to try and save his granddaughter. So, that's just the way it is. Now, that being said, we also find out that Nakamura Azami, was also a former resident of the Polar Star Dorm. And apparently, he really respected Souma's father. Like, he really loved his cooking, he loved his genius, he loved his prowess, he loved his skill, his pedigree, whatever. He loved it, alright? Clearly a big fan. Everybody's a fan of SAIBA, alright? Everybody. I mean, they want to just get on their knees and suck that sausage, whether you be woman, man, or anything else. They just love his cooking. Love it. There is no bias there. So, it even applied to Azami. And that's probably the reason why Azami can never be the first or second seat, because there were two guys that were always better than him when he was in his first year of Totsuki Academy. When they graduated, then he could step up to be the first seed. And maybe that was also the reason why he became the way he is today. Because there was no one that could achieve the level of culinary status in Totsuki Academy as he had achieved when he was in his second year. Because he was the first seed. There was no more room within Totsuki Academy, there was no more room to grow. No one to look up to, really. So, I mean, those are my thoughts on that. But either way, fact of the matter here is that at the end of the chapter, Souma reveals. So that, let me stop there. What I just said was all for characterization. And this is where the chapter shines. There's no doubt about it. All right, that's the bulk, that's the meat of the chapter. When it comes to pacing, it's subpar. It's basically it's not even like two parts. It's basically like one part that's like dragged out, and it ends off with Souma saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, like my father is, SAIBA." So that's really it. But when it comes from a story progression standpoint, you have Azami set up future events for the Polar Star Dorm in like a mock thread, if you would, where he's saying, it is a threat. He's basically saying, listen, all right, yeah, Polar Star Dorm is my former dorm, but fact of the matter here is that Polar Star Dorm, I didn't want to take it down per se, but it just got in my way. Not only that, but you guys can celebrate now, all right? Enjoy your victory now. But that was just one battle. The war is still ongoing. Central is going to take over Totsuki Academy. And he's going to... I mean, we already knew this before, but he's going to clearly infuse his gourmet way of thinking into every aspect of Totsuki Academy via Central. And once again, in the future, probably in the near future, there's going to be trouble knocking on the Polar Star Dorm. And when that trouble comes knocking, you best be prepared. Get the lube out. Get ready. Because when I come strong and I come raw. Alright? That's the dude's motto. I come strong and I come raw. So you best get that lube ready, because anal penetration is going to come in fierce. Just, like a rocket, man. Rocket Man! Yo, it's gonna be a long time. Yeah. Fuck it, man. Rocket Man. Now listen. That's Azami's nickname. Rocket Man. So, I mean, shit. The speed at which he was able to attain the third seat of the Elite 10 Council. And the first seat. Rocket Man! So, moving on. Alright. Here's the thing. So you have that set up because he's saying how there's going to be more problems to come. Like, it's not going to be, easy coasting from now. No. There's still a hurricane on the horizon. But you did get over the first wave. Good job. Also, there's going to be a lot more focus on the part of Azami when it comes to Souma. Because now that he knows that Souma is the child of SAIBA Jurichiro, the guy that he clearly respected and admired, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Souma. But, Souma, he's going to handle it because he's Souma, right? Like, the dude, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected. And he is, funny. He is nonchalant mostly. So, he's going to be, honestly, Souma can handle it, all right? He can handle it. And what's going to be interesting, too, is, granted, Azami is going to find this out. And he has to leave. He has to clearly go, and take care of other stuff. But that's going to be on his mind. However, there's going to be an immediate reaction also from Erina, who happens to be there as well. And she's going to probably want to talk to Souma about, his father. And she is staying at the Polar Star dorm. So we're going to clearly see more interaction with Erina and Souma when it comes to talking about Souma's father, as opposed to Azami and Souma, because Azami has to leave and take care of other business. So they're also setting that up as well. You see what I'm saying? They're also doing that. So that being said, the chapter overall is actually a good plus chapter. Because honestly, the Azami stuff is very important. It is core. It is quintessential to understanding his character. And not only that, but when it comes to the setting up of the reveal of who his father is to those of the Nakiri household, meaning Erina and Azami, or formerly Azami, and how they have ties to this character. Erina we've seen in flashbacks, where she, I think, has this love, maybe, it's a strong, no. She has this admiration for SAIBA. She clearly does. Maybe because SAIBA treated her like the way she would want to be treated by a father figure, whereas Azami, he loved the guy's cooking. He thought that he was a genius and wanted to whatnot. So now that they know that Souma is his son, there's going to be the level of expectation for Souma's cooking is going to raise exponentially on the part of mainly Azami. And Erina, I'm not too sure, because she already likes his cooking. That's obvious. She won't admit it, but she likes it. So it's going to be more so for the overall story. It's going to be on Azami's part. For the immediate story, it's going to be Erina's part. And that's really it. So overall chapter rating is going to be a good plus to great. I'll give it that leeway. So that's going to be a 7.75. And I am done. So King Laning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice goddamn day. And I'll see you guys again for the next chapter of Shokugeki no Souma. Nigga, we made it. We made it. Shit.